Hello, my beautiful, beautiful beings. My name is Keelan, founder of Mindful Tradition, your friendly Kripalu trained yoga teacher. And we are here today for a practice that's going to focus on moving gently. And because the question here is like, how do we move gently through the world? And we practice these things on the mat so that we can cultivate these skills and carry them with us off of the mat. So it's a double gentle practice, right? It's gentle yoga, focusing on moving the body gently so that you can take that, conjure it, cultivate it, and bring that beautiful, beautiful intention out into the world with you. So find a comfortable position on the mat. Of course, always have any props you want close by, a bottle of water, comfy clothes, something you can move freely in here. And then settle on in. I have chosen to use a prop under the seat to gently, see what I did there, support the body to lift and lengthen through the crown of the head so that the muscles of the front and back body don't have to work as hard to maintain this posture. So take the time to set yourself up successfully here. And of course, as always, everything that I am offering in this space is a suggestion. Nothing is a demand. This is a judgment-free space. And I acknowledge that when you're doing yoga at home, there's not other people that are going to judge you. So primarily what I'm talking about is that inner voice that can often be our hardest critic. We are here to move, to have fun, to explore in a way that's going to nourish us. Right? That's the dream. That's the goal. That is being compassionate and gentle with the self, which is where the journey begins on being gentle and moving out in the world and on the mat. It has to start inward first. So, with all of that being said, we're going to begin with a little movement here by gently beginning to circle the torso around the body, really opening up that heart space as you come forward, shoulders slide back, rounding the spine, chin to chest as you head towards the back. So inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding, just finding some soft movements here, loving movements, listening to the body. This is a really great way to just begin to tap into, tune into what your body is experiencing in this moment. And then on that next inhale, reverse, begin going in the opposite direction here. Letting these movements be nourishing. Oh. And then begin. Oh, excuse me. Oh, to let those circles get a little bit smaller, until you find that the head is over the heart is over the pelvis, almost as if you were sitting against the wall. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about when I'm saying head over heart, heart over pelvis, then I really would recommend actually going right up to a wall in that seated position and leaning against it. So the small of your back is against the wall, your shoulders are against the wall, the back of your head is against the wall, and then exhale, softening the shoulders down the back body. So this is sitting up like completely straight. The spine is in alignment. The abdomen is engaged. The shoulders are softened and the hands, palms up, come to rest comfortably on the thighs. From this place, you can either soften the gaze on the earth a few feet in front of you or allow the eyelids to fully close. And just bring the connection, bring the awareness to the breath. Nice and slow and soft on the inhale. Nice and slow and soft on the exhale. Breathing in and out of the nose, bringing a conscious awareness to this breath that is your life force. Each breath is a gift to be honored and appreciated. And committing to honoring that breath in this space. Give it your awareness and your thanks. And in your mind's eye here, as you continue to breathe into the nose and out through the nose, just begin to imagine what a more gentle, a more kind world would look like. Everyone began to posture themselves into this idea of gentleness, of moving gently, speaking gently, living gently. What would the world look like? What would the world be like? What could shift and change overnight? Because there's a power in your gentleness. With your gentleness, you can modify and model for others. You can allow them to feel safer so that they too can tap into your own gentleness, with their own gentleness. That's the power. That's the strength to this work. So breathe in a big, beautiful, loving breath. And exhale, give that love back out to the world. Take in a breath, committing to moving gently in your practice today. And exhale to move gently back out into the world. Inhale, commitment to being gentle with yourself in this practice. And exhale, committing to be gentle in every interaction you have out into the world. On that next inhale, invite that gentle breath all the way into the bottom of the belly, then up into the low ribs and all the way up into the upper chest till the whole torso is filled with this breath. And then exhale to release it all back out into the world. Inhale to breathe in this 3-part Dirga breath. Exhale to release it back out into the world, squeezing every last drop of that breath out, following it back down to the bottom of the belly so that the next breath can be fresh and buoyant and new. Taking a few moments of silence, reimagining this more gentle world that you can be a part of co-creating as you engage in this 3-part Dirga breath. Take one more big deep breath into the nose, the ribs, all the way into the upper chest. Exhale all the way back down to the bottom of the belly, releasing this pranayama, this breath work, returning to a natural state of breathing and bringing a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart, and giving yourself the opportunity to just check into what a few moments of intentional breath work and led meditation can gift you. Applauding yourself for taking this time to do this work and be here now. When you're ready, allow those eyelids to flutter back open, entering back to the space we share together. And inhale to lift those arms all the way to the sky. Gaze follows. Exhale to slide it down to heart center, chin to chest. Inhale, moving slowly with love and compassion, lifting high. And exhale to slide it on down. Using the totality of that inhale to lift and rise. Pausing at the apex here, the height of your pose, and then exhaling ever so slowly to come home to the heart, chin to chest. A few more of these breaths, intentionally linking your movement to your breath cycle. Knowing that your timing of your breath may be different than mine, and that is okay, my beloved, because we are all here in our own bodies, in our own space, in our own time. There's no right or wrong with your practice. There just is. One more big deep breath here. And exhale to bring it on down. Inhale to bring that head back up to center. Lift the palms up to the sky here on an inhale. And exhale, bend at the elbows and bring the hands to the back of the heart. So my hands aren't actually at the back of my heart space here. They're more at the back of my neck. And they just might be anywhere, right? Depending on your level of flexibility, how many times you've done this before. It's a big, big opener in the armpits, the chest, the shoulders. And if you're having strong experiences here, and even if you're not, just send that breath to the areas that are stretching and use the exhale to soften those spaces. Gently working your way into this pose. Remembering that this is always a safe space for sighs, moans, groans. Let it out. No need to hold back in this space. Allowing yourself to be authentically you in each moment, in each breath. Inhale to lift those hands to the sky. Exhale to bring it all the way down to center once again, this time bringing one palm to the earth and then hand to the hip. Twisting, leaning over to the side here. Pausing and then asking yourself, can you still come down farther, but keep the hips strongly connected to the earth? So if I came down and found myself teetering and tottering, I want to come back and only go as far as I can maintain the integrity of my connection to the earth. Pull that shoulder back behind the body a little bit to open up that heart space. Lift the gaze towards the sky and pause here for 3 breaths. Inhaling in that kindness, that softening. And exhaling any tension or rigidity that you're holding in the body. Inhale to come back up to center and coming to the other side here. Really first lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head, and then finding that stretch in the side body by leaning over. Taking the time to explore how deep you can get into this stretch. Remembering there's no rush here. It's just about you and this moment. And then once you've found, you've grounded and settled in, opening up that shoulder a little bit, letting that heart space radiate out into the world, lifting the gaze to the sky, breathing here for 3 breaths. Inhale to lift and rise here, coming back to center, pausing here. No rush to the movements, no agenda other than to be here now in a gentle and compassionate manner. And then on that next exhale, twist and turn, looking out back behind the shoulder, pausing, breathing, being. Each inhale, an opportunity to lift and lengthen to the crown. Each exhale, an opportunity to see if you can twist a little bit farther. And if you run into that place where you've gone a little too far, it no longer feels like harmony in the body, or there's discomfort, then use that compassionate thinking. Allow yourself to come out of that posture a little bit more, committing to only going into it as far as it feels right in your skin. One more big breath cycle here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Oh, inhale, returning to center. Exhale, coming to the other side here. Looking out past that back shoulder and breathing. Keeping that open line of energy in the body by keeping the head over the heart over the center. Connecting to that breath with your loving awareness. Oh, one more big breath into the nose and out through the nose as you return back to center. If you're sitting on any props, you can scooch those on out of the way and then rolling forward onto hands and knees here. No rush here, taking all the time you need. And asking yourself, would it feel nice to add any props here? What would bring your practice to that next level gentle, right? Next level gentle, I like that. I'm going to use that more. You could bring a blanket under the knees for extra padding. You could even, if you're on a hardwood floor like I am, that is also a bit uneven, what I like to do is actually have 2 mats because it's more comfortable for when on those poses where the bone is really connecting to the earth. But also it makes it more even. I have rough lumber floors, probably not a lot of you have that. So just take that time to set yourself up. If you have any sensitivity in the wrists, you could come onto fists and stack those under the shoulders or roll up the yoga mat to take some of that like 90-degree angle, to soften that 90-degree angle so there's not as much pressure on the wrists. So once you found your gentle tabletop, extend and lift through the crown. So a nice open line of energy from the tip of the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. Gaze flat on the earth beneath you. And then inhale, drop the belly, open the heart space, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin into chest. Keeping hips over knees, shoulders over hands. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Continuing here. Using your own divine timing to guide you. Part of being gentle in your practice and with yourself is moving on your own timeline, not prescribing to anyone else's. No need to rush, hurry. And I understand that sometimes those things will be imposed on you, but it's not yours to take on. You have the right to advocate for yourself. Inhale to return to that nice flat back here. Walk your hands towards the front edge of the mat and just take some hip circles here. Nice and slow. It could be big or small. And if you hit a spot that's maybe talking to you, feels a little extra, rock back and forth with that spot, sending your awareness to that spot with the inhale and using the exhale to soften it. And then reverse, going in the opposite direction. Let those circles get smaller and smaller here till you return back to center. Palms can stay where they are, taking a big deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, melt the forehead down towards the earth, or using a block, lifting the earth up to you to meet you where you're at in this moment with no judgment, no shame, just radical self-acceptance and love. Breathing deep here for 4 breaths. More big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then inhale to slide those palms back under the shoulders, pressing back up to that tabletop position. Bump the hips to the right, look over the right shoulders at the hips. Bump the hips to the left, look over the left shoulder at the hips. It's a bit of pendulum swinging action here, side to side, getting a side stretch like we did seated before. Another variation, another way to work with those muscles to meet those needs. One more time on each side here. Returning to center. Inhale to lift that right hand up to the sky. Exhale, dive that hand under the other arm, threading the needle, bringing that right shoulder to the earth, right side of the head to the earth. That left hand can stay where it is or extend straight out in front of you. Breathing deep here. One more big breath into the nose here. And out through the nose. And then sliding that hand back under shoulder, pressing back at that tabletop. And then inhale, left hand to the sky. Exhale to dive down. Breathing deep. Surrendering to the posture and choosing where you'd like that right hand to be. Eyes can soften or close as you receive the support of Mother Earth beneath you. Inhale to slide that right hand back under the shoulders, pressing yourself all the way back up to tabletop. Inhale to extend the right leg straight out, back and behind. And then exhale to bend that knee, step the foot all the way up and through between those front hands. Curl the back toes under and step the back foot up to meet the front foot, coming into a forward fold. Oh, bending the knees here if you need to connect to the earth. Shaking your head side to side with a little bit of no action. Up and down, a little bit of yes action. Stretching out the muscles of the neck. Finding gentle ways to explore each posture here, each movement, allowing them to be an expression of yourself. And then inhale to slowly press into the feet, coming all the way up to a standing position here. And we're going to practice a very, very gentle and compassionate sun salutation. So standing tall at the top of your mat. Oh, coming into mountain. So feet hip width distance apart. And what that quite literally means is if you bring the fists together and you can tuck them right in between the arches of the feet. That is hip width distance apart, right underneath your hip bones here. So you're stacking bone on bone, super sturdy, super secure, very supported. Then from here, slight micro bend in the knees. So the spot just before the knees start to lock. Thighs active and engaged, pulling towards each other. Pelvis tilted slightly forward. And then rolling up, extending tall through the crown, zipped up in the core, shoulders soften down the back body. Inhale, hands come out side to side, fingers radiating out, feeling that strength and power that lies in the soft edges of your gentility here. Breathe into that experience, that sensation, let it live in you. And then inhale, lift those hands all the way to the sky, palms touching, gaze follows, gentle leaning back here. And then exhale, swan dive all the way down to the toes, bending the knees if you need to. Inhale, hands to knees, nice flat back. It's like a number 7 here. Exhale, back down to the toes. If you haven't said hello to your toes yet, now is the time. Inhale, bend those knees, lift and rise high to the sky. And then exhale, slide the hands down to the heart. Standing tall in mountain here, palms touching. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. 3 more. Inhale to lift and rise. Exhale to dive all the way down to the toes. Inhale, hands to knees, nice flat back. Exhale all the way back down to the toes. Inhale, bend those knees, lift and rise high. And exhale to slide it on down to the heart space, pausing here for a breath cycle, breathing in that love, compassion, and gentleness. Exhaling any fear or darkness or rigidity that's lingering in your body. Inhale to lift and rise, leaning back. Exhale to dive all the way down to the toes. Inhale, hands to knees, nice flat back. Exhale to come back to the toes. Inhale, bend those knees, lift and rise high. Bringing it back in the bend. And exhale to come to the heart. Taking a big deep breath into the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale to lift and rise. Exhale to dive. Inhale, hands to knees, nice flat back. Exhale to return to the earth, return to the toes. And then inhale, bend those knees, lift and rise. Exhale to slide the hands down, back to the heart space. Bring a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart. Allow the eyes to soften or close here. And just breathe for a moment, checking in with yourself. How is your practice going? Can you feel in yourself this gentleness, this gentility rising? I'm almost imagining, like, not that I play video games, but like a video game where you like get more life forces, right? Your XP gets higher. You're getting more gentle forces, more gentle life. You're filling that cup. You've got that potion. Can you tell I don't know what I'm talking about? Oh. And then when you're ready, allow the eyelids to flutter open. Return back to that mountain pose. This is the foundational pose for all standing poses in yoga. Everything is built off this. The connection to the core, the lift and rise, the softness of the shoulder, feeling every muscle group of the body active and engaged here. And then inhale, lift the arms all the way overhead to touch. Interlace the fingers, extend the pointer fingers towards the ceiling or sky, coming into a steeple grip here. And then inhale, lifting tall through those fingers. Exhale, lean to the side. Breathing deep, feeling that stretch and opening here. Pausing for a few breath cycles to embody this posture with compassion and softness. Breathing deep. And then exhale to release that breath all the way back down till every last drop is released. And then inhale to come to center. Exhale to come to the other side. Breathing deep. Letting out a sigh or moan or groan if you feel it rising. And then inhale to come back to center. Exhale, let go of the palms, bringing the hands to shoulder height, and then softening into a chair pose. Now I'm coming into a very, very gentle pose here, right? Just a little bit of a bend. I'm awakening up those muscles. I'm connecting to this part of myself. I'm building a bit of a fire, right? I'm kindling that gentle flame. And even if you want to, you could soften the eyes here and imagine, what would a gentle flame look like? Imagine candlelight, that singular gentle flame. Inhale to bring the hands to heart center and exhale to come into a gentle twist. Pausing here for one breath cycle. In through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale to return to center. Exhale to twist to the other side. Pausing for that breath cycle. In through the nose and out through the nose. Coming back to center. Inhale to lift, returning back to that mountain pose here, letting it be your foundation stone, the thing that you can come to again and again in your practice, helping you to maintain your integrity and your focus on moving gently through this life. On the next inhale, bringing the hands to center, pivot, putting all of your weight into one foot and really pressing into that foot, feeling that open line of energy. So it's as though you're standing in mountain pose still, but just in one foot, feeling all four corners of the sole of that foot connecting firmly to the earth. And then exhale, pivot that leg out and beginning to place that foot on the ankle, the calf, or bringing it all the way up into the inner thigh, finding a focal point in front of you, something that will not move even if you are, and then choosing where you'd like the hands to be. They could stay on the waist. They could come to heart center. They could extend up overhead. What would help you radiate compassion out into the world here? A softness, a kinder, more gentler self. Knowing that to weeble and wobble is part of the practice, pressing into that foot to help you feel sturdy and stable. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose and exhale to bring it on down. Ooh, shake out those legs, wiggle it out a little bit here. And then establish that same firm footing on the other side. So all of that weight now centered, balanced into that foot. And then when you're ready, exhale, pivot that other leg out, bringing it to rest on the ankle, the shin, or bringing it all the way up, acknowledging that the gentility could be in the movements or in the mindset, right? And then from there, choosing where you'd like those hands to be and breathing deep, finding that focal point. It'll probably be a different spot now that that weight is shifted, unless you are change your footing to be in the exact same spot as before. Using your breath to help ground you. One more big deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale to bring it on down here. Standing tall at the top of your mat. I'm just like panicked. I was like, which is the top? Inhale to bring those hands up to the sky. Exhale to dive, bring it all the way down to the toes. Firmly plant those hands to the earth now. Take a step back with the right leg. Drop the knee down. Take a step back with the left leg. Drop the knee down and then melt all the way back down to child's pose. Breathing deep here. allowing yourself to return to that image of a kinder or gentle world, or the image of the gentle light, the gentle fire, if that resonates with you on a deeper soul level. Inhale the fire up, muscles of the belly, slowly bringing yourself back up to a seated position. Knees together, feet together, hips resting on the tops of the feet here. Opening up that line of energy in the torso by bringing the head over the heart over the center, engaging those abdomen and core muscles, keeping the shoulders softened. And then inhale to lift the palms straight out in front of you. Exhale to rotate those palms in the opposite direction. Swim the hands back and behind, and then either grabbing onto a strap here, you can lay it out back behind you, or interlacing the fingers, pulling the hands back and down to open up that heart space. Breathing deep here. One more big deep breath into the nose here. And then exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips, melting the torso over the thighs, bringing the forehead to the earth or a block. Coming into Yoga Mudra, where the wisdom of the heart is elevated over the wisdom of the head. And I personally believe that the idea of living gently and kinder and more compassionately resides in the heart. So let's honor it here. Inhale to engage that core and begin to slowly roll up, rise back up. And then once you've made it all the way back to head over heart, heart over center, releasing those hands and allowing them to float onto the thighs. Pausing for a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. All right, coming to pivot onto the sides of the hips so that those feet can come forward in front of you, making sure that your bottom is in the middle of the mat. Soles of the feet stay flat to the earth and gently rolling down. Inhale to lift that right leg, draping it over the left thigh. And then asking yourself, is this how far you want to go in this stretch? Having that compassionate self-awareness, free from judgment. And if you'd like to go further, then inhale, lift up that left leg so that the shin and calf is parallel to the earth. Once again, taking that time to check in and seeing if you'd like to interlace the fingers behind the thighs. Breathing deep here, pausing for 4 breaths, softening the shoulders here, really surrendering into the support of the earth beneath you so that you can focus your energy on going into this posture in a way that feels in alignment with who you are. Living gently means living in alignment with who you are in your core, so that you can honor and hold space for that in every interaction that you have with everybody else. Taking one more big breath in through the nose here. And exhale to let go, bringing that foot back to the earth and bringing the sole of the right foot back to the earth here. And inhale, other side now. Asking yourself the same questions, setting yourself up the same way. And then inhaling, choosing how far you want to go on this side, acknowledging that each side is different. You may need something different on this side, maybe more, maybe less. Softening and surrendering to the wisdom of this posture, ready to receive. Inhale to take one more big deep breath in here. Exhale. Let's come all the way back down to unravel, unwind, bringing the feet to be the width edges of the mat and windshield wipering the legs side to side. Stretching out those hips, massaging the booty. Oh, yeah. If you too feel called to just yawn stretch here, more power to you. Oh, feels good. And then inhale, hug those knees up into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. If you're able to or wish to, give each knee a little kiss. And if you can't quite make it to those knees, then blow them a kiss. It's all the same intention, all the same love, just delivered in a different way. All right, extend that right leg straight out, keeping the foot nice and active. And then take that left leg all across the midline to the other side of the body, keeping both shoulders firmly connected to the earth. Opening those arms up either in cactus arms or extending them straight out in a T at shoulder height. And last but not least, turning the head to look in the opposite direction of the knee. Breathing deep. Acknowledging that twists are known for their ability to release what is no longer serving you. So if you have any roadblocks or speed bumps on your path to living a gentler, more compassionate and kinder existence, let them fade away now into this twist. Let them go, release them. Then inhale to return the gaze to center, bring that knee back to center, and then switching sides here. Sending out that left leg, keeping that foot nice and active, crossing that right leg over the midline. Oh, arms can stay where they are. And turning the head to look in the opposite direction of the knee. Once again, exploring what is there to release and let go of here. What is it that you can surrender? Inhale to return back to center. This time extending straight out into your Shavasana shape. But if there are any final stretches that would feel nourishing, satiating, anything that would just get you in the right physical state of mind, emotional state of mind. Oh my gosh, I really feel like I must have like just not fully woken up yet today. I'm sorry. Oh, but these yawns. Maybe you like yawns. Maybe you're yawning with me. I actually kind of like that idea. You're all like yawning with me when you watch this. Oh, and then saddling into that Shavasana, returning one last time to that idea of a more gentle and compassionate existence, to a world changed and radicalized by this gentle way of being, the hard edges softened, with compassion and empathy at the forefront. Breathe into that possibility, breathe into that future that we are co-creating together. And when you are ready, drifting off into your Shavasana. When you're ready, you can begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, taking any final stretches that would nourish you. Always, of course, knowing you can stay here for as long as you need to. If you have the gentle luxury of leaning into this space, then please do so. Oh, and then when you're ready, whenever that is for you, rolling onto one side to ease that transition from the earth to seated, to move in a compassionate and loving way with this body, in this world, in this time. Taking one more breath cycle here, in through the nose, back out through the nose. And then pressing into the palm to gently lift and rise towards a comfortable seated position, taking any time you need to make that happen for yourself. And then inhale to bring the hands to heart center, closing your practice with 3 ohms today. Big deep breath in through the nose. Om. My wish for you on this day and every single day that follows is peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste, my love. Be well. I hope that this practice has nurtured your heart, your soul, your mind, your body, all of it. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.